Congratulations on the purchase of your UltraLux water machine. In this video, we'll cover all the steps for installing your UltraLux water machine and its included faucet. Before you start, these are the tools you'll need for installation. Before starting, decide where you're going to place the secondary UltraLux water faucet. You will need a 1-inch hole to install the faucet. If you do not have a pre-existing hole, you will need to drill one. We recommend hiring a professional for this part of the installation. If you want to drill a hole for the faucet yourself, you'll need a 1-inch drill bit. You also need to ensure you have constant power that can go to your machine. In most cases, the outlet under the sink will be fine, but you may need to plan ahead for running the power cord to a different outlet. Different options can be viewed in the installation guide. Included with your UltraLux water machine is a PVC cutter. This will be used to cut the included tubing to the right length. Use caution when using this PVC cutter, as it is extremely sharp. To begin installing your UltraLux water machine, start by turning off the cold water valve. Next, disconnect the cold water line from the cold water valve. You may need to use the adjustable crescent wrench and the slip joint pliers to remove it. You can use a towel or bucket to collect any excess water. Determine which sizes you'll need for the diverter valve. The diverter valve can fit both 1/2-inch and 3/8-inch fittings, which are the most common sizes in the United States. The diverter valve comes ready for 1/2-inch fittings. You'll need to add both of the 3/8-inch adapters to connect to 3/8-inch fittings. Wrap the threading of the cold water valve, the threaded end of the diverter valve, and the 3/8-inch male adapter in Teflon tape. Screw the diverter valve onto the cold water valve and tighten it with the adjustable crescent wrench and slip joint pliers. Screw the cold water line onto the diverter valve and tighten with the adjustable crescent wrench and slip joint pliers. Unscrew the small diverter valve nut from the T-end of the diverter valve. Thread the nut through a white 3/8-inch PEX tubing. Push the white tube until flush with the end of the diverter valve nozzle. Securely hold the piping, as this can take some force. Once flush, slide the diverter valve nut onto the nozzle threading and tighten with a wrench. Move the blue diverter valve level to the open position so it's parallel with the white piping. The drain line is going to be installed into the sink drain and needs to be above the P-trap and below a garbage disposal. First, drill a 1/4-inch hole into the drain pipe. Take extra care to only drill through one side of the drain pipe, not both sides. One way to make this easier is to wrap masking tape around the bit to ensure it doesn't go through. Drilling a pilot hole can make this easier. Once the hole is drilled, place the sticky part of the drain clamp seal on the pipe. Make sure to remove the circle in the middle. Line up the hole on the seal with the hole in the pipe. Attach the drain clamp by using the nuts, bolts, and a Phillips head screwdriver. You can use the drill bit for easier alignment. Once the clamp is attached, push the red drain line into the quick connect fitting. Give the red pipe a gentle tug to ensure that it is securely connected. Now, using the included tube cutters, cut the red drain line. Attach the one-way drain valve to the red drain line by pushing the ends into the quick connect fitting. Ensure that the one-way arrow is pointing into the drain pipe, with the 4-inch tube coming after the arrow. Give the red pipe a gentle tug to ensure that it is securely connected to all quick connect fittings. Attach the faucet spout to faucet base, screwing the connector cap on tightly. Thread the power cord and tubing through the faucet stem and tighten the stem to the faucet base. Attach faucet O-ring to the threaded stem. Place the faucet and threaded stem into the countertop hole, making sure the O-ring sits between the bottom of the faucet and the countertop. If the hole is too big to hold the faucet, you can use a washer and an escutcheon for the faucet base. Under the sink, Use the rubber faucet washer and the faucet clamp nut to tighten the faucet in place. Make sure the faucet base is properly aligned with the sink. Connect the smaller 1/4-inch quick connect fitting to the white faucet tube. Connect the unused white tube to the larger 3/8-inch side of the same quick connect fitting. Connect the 1/4-inch quick connect fitting to the yellow faucet tube. Connect the yellow tube to the other end of the same quick connect fitting. Next, place your UltraLux water machine on the edge of your cupboard or someplace where you will be able to easily access and replace the filters. Measure each of the white, red, and yellow tubes to make sure they can reach the machine in this position. If you have excessive tube length, you can cut the tube with a PVC cutter. The cut needs to be extremely clean and precise to prevent leaking. Remove all 4 valve plugs from the back of the UltraLux water machine with the provided Quick Connect release tool. Release the plugs by depressing the colored collars with the tool. Remove the plugs by depressing the collars and gently pull the plugs out. Excessive force can break the seal and cause the machine to leak. Connect the white 3/8-inch tube coming from the diverter valve to the blue source water port. Connect the red 1/4-inch tube coming from the drain clamp to the red drain water port. Connect the remaining white 3/8-inch tube coming from the faucet to the white filtered water port. Connect the yellow 1/4-inch tube from the faucet to the yellow UltraLux water port. Plug the power cord into the power supply port. Unscrew the smart faucet thread cap from the faucet data line port on the back of the machine. Plug the faucet power cord into the data line port by aligning the installation notches. Tighten the faucet power cord nut. Check all of the water ports on the back of the machine by gently tugging them. Turn the cold water valve into the on position. Check for leaks around the connections, the filters, the diverter valve, the drain clamp, and the faucet. When putting the machine into place, ensure that the water lines are as straight as possible. Tubes that are bent may cause leaks over time. Plug the machine in. Once the machine is plugged in, it will automatically flush through the drain line for approximately 30 seconds. Once automatic flushing is complete, ensure that water flows from the UltraLux faucet both when the handle is turned towards and away from yourself. Check for leaks. Turn the faucet off. Flush the filters before use by pressing the flush button on the machine display. This flush will drain through the drain line for approximately 30 minutes. Once it's finished, the UltraLux water machine is ready for use. Congratulations on installing your UltraLux water machine. If you have any questions or issues, you can contact us at support@ultraluxhealth.com.